What's up guys, Jay here, Rising Duelist, and today I want to talk about a deck that took the OCG by storm, and by that I mean everyone thought it would and then it kind of fell flat. I am talking about Magical Musketeers, sorry.
You can't say bullets.
No bullets, pardon, I need to censor myself there. But this deck was, everyone was really excited about this deck. For those who don't know, they are light beam monsters who revolve their playstyle around column play. So it was only a matter of time before a deck like this came out. Once Master Rule 4 and the Link rules came about, where it actually mattered where your stuff were. Like, people were just hyping random cards like Send It Switch back in the day. But now we actually have a deck based around that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. The deck revolves around level 3s and level 4s, and they do have a boss monster. The boss monster is a level 8, 2500 attack, 2500 defense, magic bullet fiend Zamil. Don't run it. Simple as that. Do not run it. The deck has a lot of problems with getting outed very fast, and they're heavily based on the resources they can muster. So they need to be having these resources. The way you summon this guy is that it's level 8, but you can tribute summon him by tributing one Magical Musketeer monster. So it's one tribute, it's okay, but it doesn't have enough. Now, alternatively, different engines that you could possibly run in this deck is the Tune Table of Contents. For those who don't know, the Tune Table of Contents is you activate, add a Tune spell track card from your, Tune card from your deck to your hand, and you can activate it, trigger one of their effects, and then add another one and trigger one of their effects and add another one. People are a little bit iffy about how you can run this, because if you open multiple copies, that means those cards are dead because you can only search so much. The big guy is level 8 again, so he is a trade-in target. You can run Tune Blue Eyes White Dragon and search that off Tune Table Contents, and then you have like 2 trade-in targets. So it's just something that you can have, and also activate trade-in will trigger one of their effects, and then you draw 2 cards. Now, saying that, the monsters, if you activate a spell track card in their column, or whenever a spell track card is activated in their column, so that it includes your opponents. So if you would like, if you're going against Pendulums, you summon your guides to the far left and far right of the fields, where that's where the Pendulum scales would be. And then if they activate their Pendulum scales effects, then that's where you would be able to get a search, or it will trigger with their effects. Now, their effects they range. They're really a good variety of effects. They cover almost anything. They're incredible, honestly. So you got the Calamity, which is you can target one in your graveyard and special summon it. All the Magic Bullets effects is that they're once per turn. All of them you can activate. This is actually one of my favorite parts about it. You can activate the Magic Bullet spell cards from your hand during either player's turn. So all the spell cards in this deck, the Magic Bullet spell cards, they're quick play spell cards. So you can activate quick play spell cards, Magic Bullet quick play spell cards from your hand. So all the spell cards, all the trap cards, activate them from hand. So you can basically have be playing on your opponent's turn and have these different options. I feel like the Magical Musketeers, you've got to be a bit more precise on how you play these things. You can't just be activating. You have to pay attention where you're activating these cards. For example, one thing that this deck does struggle with is being able to get multiple monsters on the board. Now, I read around one right now where you can special summon one from Grave. Then we have Casper. Casper can add one Magic Bullet card with a different name than you activated from your deck to your hand. So let's say you activated the one that can pop a card. You add another one from your hand that's a different name. So you're getting all these resources out, but then it's the thing that this deck struggles a lot with is you summon, you activate, you search. It needs a bit more, so that's why people run the Tune Table. It's one deck thinning, and they also run the Babu engine. For those of you who do not know, the Babu engine it's been around for a while. It's really fun. It's the Babu Sword, the equip spell you activate, it's in the grave, draw 2.
If any of you know what the Bamboo engine is, you probably play Exodia, therefore you should not be watching our channel.
Yeah. The new one just came out where I think it's a continuous spell card. You activate it and your opponent can't summon during their main phase, or they skip their main phase or something along those lines. Then we have Magic Bullet Shooter Doctor, or should I say Magical Musketeer. Man, it's just, I'm gonna pause this real quick and just say I really hate how they censored this. We all knew they were gonna be censored, like Magic Bullet Shooter. Like, we knew that was gonna be censored, but they couldn't let us have this. So Shooter Doctor, add 1 Magic Bullet card with different name to your hand. Then we get the Star. You can special summon 1 level 4 lower Magic Bullet monster from your deck in defense position. I think that one is easily the best one in my opinion. It's like the tour guide of the deck, but the effects aren't negated, so it's just so much better. I would say that's like the C diva of the deck. You can just special summon the other one. This is the only one. You want to see this one as much as possible. This is the only one where you can actually get more off of it. Then we have our draw power engine. So you have one where you can discard 1 Magic Bullet and draw 2 cards. Of the Daigoso Emerald of the group, the wild one. You can target 3 Magic Bullet cards in your graveyard, shuffle them, draw 1 card. So this deck has so much variety, so much options. You can pretty much build this any way that you want, but the issue is that you're gonna run out of, you need to be able to push forward. If you don't have that first initial push, you're not gonna be able to do much. Now, counter trap card is absolutely bonkers. It is insane, and you can activate it from hand because you have the Magic Bullets. Oh, Magical Musketeers. If your opponent activates a spell trap card while you control a Magic Bullet monster, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. You can only activate it once per turn. You can activate it from hand. The card's ridiculous. This deck is so ridiculous if it can get going. Things that you can be running. Everyone always says, oh, 40 cards or 39 cards, just put Upstart in. You can be running like 44 cards in this, doesn't matter. You put Upstart in. Doesn't matter, even if you're running more than 40. The reason why is because Upstart is a play extender. You summon, activate Upstart, draw, and then effective search. It's so simple, it's so free. This is one of the reasons why people notice this deck's not gonna be as great as it could be because of the OCG. The OCG has a triple Upstart, and we only have 1. And Upstart is by far one of the best extenders for this because you just draw and search, and it's so simple, it's so easy, and OCG has 3 and we don't. One thing there's a couple of different engines that you can run. There's Ties of the Brethren. All of these are level 4. Well, most of them are level 4, some are level 3, but the level 4 ones are probably the best ones. They're all the same type, same attribute. So activate it, you special summon, and now you got multiple steps. The Brilliant Fusion engine, these are all light monsters, so you can be sending them to grave and special summon to grave off the first one. Then you get extra normal summons, and you don't go into your extra deck that much, so you don't really need your extra deck too much. There's not much for the extra deck. One of my personal, like up there, like I really love his content is Lithium Munchie 2300. If you're watching this, big fan, man. But he made the cross bandless video, even though these are post Master Roll 4. But he made one of the cross bandless videos when these guys have full power, because they don't need the extra deck. They function just as much as they would prior. What they could use before, like if they get a Link monster, that would be really cool. I doubt that they will though. You can run double summon. I personally think double summon is a little bit better. That's just me. Only in this deck because you can just keep using it. If you activate double summon, the zone's cleared up again. If you activate Brilliant Fusion, that zone's stuck there, and you're kind of just stuck there for a little bit. Magical Mallet is another good one. Magical Mallet is usually a -1, but in this deck it's not, because you activate, shuffle, and then you trigger their effect. Stuff that activates during your opponent's turn: quick play spells, generic traps, interruption traps, compulse, Book of Moon, chalice. All these stuff that normally are not that good, but I think personally the chalice, the lance, those stuff will be amazing because you can just activate them during your turn as well. They're light monsters. You can honest as well, which is something this deck needs because they do not have much beefy power. Some of their spells and trap cards do boost their attack and lower their opponent's attack, but the problem with these stuff is that it's just really easy to power through. So in conclusion with this stuff, with this deck, I think this deck's really fun. I think this deck is going to make a splash in the meta scene. Not much, because again, it is very, very easy to shut this deck down. They need to have the extender. They do not have the extender. You need your monsters, your Magic Musketeers. You need them. And then you need spells and trap cards to activate. If you're in a top decking battle and you only top deck one of them without the other, Let me know what you guys think of this deck, because I'm not 100% sure how this is gonna do. I think it's gonna make a splash. I don't think it's gonna be meta. I think it's gonna be a nice little tier 2, maybe even tier 1 if no one sides against them, if people don't really know how to play against them. Once they get rolling because they have so much negation. This deck's gonna be fun. This is one of those decks where you gotta be smart. You can't just helmet your way through. You gotta be smart about it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this deck. What are some decks that you thought of? Is there some decks that you think are just absolutely horrible, like the Tomb Table engine or the Bamboo engine? What do you guys think? Let us know. Jake Garcia, Rising Duelist. Later, guys.